BookTube, it's Missy, and today I'm going to be doing my weekly wrap-up number 15. This week I read two books that I want to share. You can't see it on that side. Two books that I want to share with you guys. The first book is Ensnared, the third and final book in the Splintered Trilogy by A.G. Howard. This was amazing. 5 stars all the way. There are so many spoilers that I just want to spew out at the moment. If you guys want to see a mostly spoiler-free review on the entire trilogy, let me know down below. Otherwise, basically, this is the first book, and this is all about Alyssa, who is a descendant of Alice from Alice in Wonderland. So this isn't a retelling of Alice in Wonderland. It's kind of like a remaking of Alice in Wonderland, since this is one of her descendants and her journey through Wonderland. And then in Unhinged, we delve deeper into what Alyssa needs to be doing in Wonderland, and Morpheus keeps, getting in the way. And Morpheus is her childhood friend from dreams that she's had of Wonderland. And then you have Jebediah, who is her childhood friend from the real world, and this is like the good, and this is the crazy. So there is a love triangle. It is not exasperating, I swear to you. It is very well written. So good. You will love both of them in equal ways, and you will be rooting for both of them at the same time. And so I just loved this series. But okay, so with this one, because it is the final book in the trilogy, obviously I can't say anything about it besides it was a great ending to a very lovely, well-written trilogy. I encourage everyone to pick up the Splinter Trilogy if you like Alice in Wonderland. I just really enjoyed the entire series, and Ensnared was just so good. And I could not put down the last 20% of the book because, of course, it was the ending and everything was coming to an end, and it was wrapping up, and it was just so good. I love A.G. Howard. She is having another book, which is 3.5, so it's going to be like a little novella that comes out, I believe, January 2016. I'm really looking forward to adding it to my collection. I just enjoy the dialogue is so good in these books, just so good. And Morpheus is a heartthrob. Like, he's so sexy in his dialogue. Everything he says is just, it's so good. But then Jeb is so selfless and, courageous, and such a knight in shining armor. You know what I mean? Like, they're just, everybody, this whole series was so good. From the main characters to the side characters, everybody was well fleshed out. Everything was well built. The world was beautiful and crazy. The villains were insane. The things that they were planning on doing were just wrong in so many levels. So manipulative, so destructive. But it was just so good. And then, of course, each book is written in a different ink, so I really liked that too. So, anyways, I loved it. And then the second book I read is Made for You by Melissa Marr. Now, I borrowed this from the library, so I don't have a physical copy. But then I only read half of it in the physical form, and then the other half I listened to it on audio. Either way, The book is really good. If you listen to it on audio, the narrator is amazing. And there's 2 narrators on the audio. There's a girl and a boy. And when you listen to the boy character, which is the called the judge, which is the villain of the book, it's just, he has such a creepy, sweet voice that it's just, it makes it even more creepy. Okay, so Made for You is about a girl named Eva Tilling. She lives in Jessup, North Carolina, and one day walking home she gets hit by a car and wakes up in the hospital and finds out, you know, that her leg's broken, yada yada, all these things have happened. The cops don't know if this hit and run was accidental or if it was on purpose, and so people are trying to figure out, well, does she have any enemies? What's going on? And then some more murders happen, and they're trying to see if they're tied in to Ava's hit and run. And this is a YA psychological thriller. It was such a great mystery. You don't find out who the killer is until I think 60% into the book, but it's so well paced. And there's 3 POVs in this story. There's Ava, which is obviously the main character. There's Grace, which is her best friend. And then there's the killer or judge. And it's so crazy. Just everything that happens is just, I wanted to keep reading because it was so insane. The killer is so, like, demented, and all of his ideas are just insane, and just, what he does is just crazy. I don't want to give it away because it is a mystery, so it's just like, if you like mysteries and you like YA and you like, you know, kind of like the, like, there's a little bit of romance in it too. But if you like all that kind of YA stuff, I would definitely check it out. I think this is my first YA psychological thriller. I could be wrong. No, I've read a couple other ones, but they weren't as good as this one. This one was written really, really well. I gave this a 4-star. I didn't give it a 5 just because, well, the side characters, none of them mattered to me. I only cared about Ava and her best friend. And I definitely cared about the killer and his tie-in. And so, yeah. Side characters, you know, lots of the time the side characters don't matter. They're just, you know, throwaway pieces. But I wish they were a little bit more fleshed out instead of what I saw. So, that's it. I read the 2 books. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I will talk to you soon. Bye!